Style, matters for sure, but it doesn't matter as much to me as passion. You know, sometimes passion trumps style. You can see a skater who you can watch a skater who doesn't have any kind of natural or inherent style, but if what they're doing if what they're doing has emotional content, you know, that emotional content sometimes creates style. You know what I mean? Like, not everyone can skate like Christian Hosoi. They don't have that natural flow. But sometimes the sketchiest, most out of control skater can't even do that creative tricks, but the way that they do it is has this spirit that is style to me. You know, that's what I look for in skateboarding and in skaters. And some of those people are the most stylish skaters. You know, Steve Caballero and Christian Hosoi, these guys were style kings in the 80s, you know, even to this day. But, you know, that flair, that extra sense of drama in their maneuvers, that kick of the tail or that layback or something, you know, that there's feeling in that. That's why they're so great. I'd say some of my favorite skaters, as far as, well, my favorite skaters, I think, are the most stylish skaters anyway. Dwayne Peters, he's one of my favorite skaters, and nobody skates like Dwayne Peters, you know. Lance Mountain's another favorite. Mark Gonzalez, you know. That's style to me. Style is attitude. Style is spirit. It's not just it's not a manufactured sort of extra flair that you necessarily put on things. It's more feeling. I think the thing I've always been good at as a professional is performing, putting on a show. Even my early demos with Pal Peralta and World Industries, um, I I took to that environment very well because it wasn't competitive. It was it was an arena to express oneself. I could come to a parking lot or a skate park or a jump ramp or whatever it was, and you know, people were watching, so there was an element of show to it. But to me, it was more like being a musician or being in a band and performing, as opposed to putting on like some sort of showing off my tricks athletically. I was more so performing, being spontaneous in the moment, and I thrived in that environment. I always have, and I think through the years I've become, well, I've really valued the opportunity to do that. I've always felt that being a skater, a traveling professional skater, and that's something I'm really proud of. My work in that arena is second to none, you know, and I still have a passion for it. I still feel like that's something that well, I still value it. So, I want to say that I'm good at it, like, oh, I'm really good at that, but it's not that I'm good at it, it's that I value it, I care about it, it means something to me, so I'm able to give of myself completely in those situations. So I think that's, ultimately, I think that's who I am as a professional skater. If you can watch a video of me and you can have your opinions. This guy's this guy's that. He's old school. Oh, he sucks. He can't do this. He can't do that. Whatever, man. Come watch me skate. It is what it is. It's not old school. It's not new school. There is no school. It's my skateboarding. It's me. And I mean every second of it. And I don't see how, I don't see where there's an argument about it, You don't have to like it, but it is what it is. Well, I don't consider myself an athlete. I consider myself an artist. However, there is a very physical side to skateboarding, obviously. Um, People have asked me through the years, I've made an effort to stay in shape. I exercise beyond just riding my skateboard. I take more of a really kind of cross-training type of approach to fitness. Like, I'll take the stairs instead of the elevator for the most part. I get out and I go for a run. I do very basic kind of weightlifting or push-ups or sit-ups or pull-ups, very basic stuff. I play ice hockey. I go hiking. I go for walks, take the dog for a walk. I ride my bicycle as much as I can. I have a very active approach to life. That's more so a lifestyle as opposed to an exercise regime or something like that. None of it, I don't do any of it to be in shape for skateboarding. I just do it because that's kind of how I think you're supposed to live your life. You're supposed to be pretty active. I'm not a sedentary person. I'm not going to stay still, So people have asked me, like, well, how do I get in shape for skateboarding? Like, you're in pretty good shape. How do I get in shape for skateboarding? Dude, ride your skateboard. Skateboard shape is different than anything, The best way to be in shape for skate as much as possible. And I've never practiced skateboarding. I've never looked at it as something I train for. I don't think in those terms. Skateboarding is expressive to me. It's an art form. So when I get on my skateboard, I'm not thinking in the terms of athletics or competition or I just don't think like that. So my fitness, my physicality, it's more about my lifestyle as opposed to anything skateboard related. But I feel like just skateboarding for 27 years or 28 years, however long it's been now, that's been the fountain of youth, and that also keeps you in pretty good shape. I've never stopped skating. I've been riding a skateboard for some 27, 28 years.